We're excited to welcome Alex Czuleger to our program today of The Green Room to talk to him not only about the work that he's able to do to help to nurture talent, but also what it's been like for him to show everybody, really, that all of our talent deserves to be seen. Alex, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And like I said before, our camera totally tipped over on the first take that we did this. I appreciate you having me for what is, I just realized out in the lobby, my very first on-camera interview. So this is a very exciting time for me.
Well, look, excited to be able to have all of the excitement that we're having with this conversation already. You know, Alex, what I loved about what you're able to do with the Green Room is exactly what I just said. I mean, you're able to not only to nurture talent, but also, of course, to help to encourage it. Unfortunately, we live in a time that that's not always the case. What has it been like for you through the Green Room to be able to do that?
You know, one of the things that we wanted to be at the Green Room was a community-based management company. I love being part of the community of Hollywood. I love being part of the community of Los Angeles. And I think that people tend to get very results-oriented when they're pursuing a creative career, meaning that they don't enjoy the journey. They simply enjoy the results or the destination, which can be a very depressing time if you don't get to where you want to go. So we wanted to make sure that the people that were represented by the Green Room, the people that were working for the Green Room, the people that were interning, anyone who had anything to do with us felt like they were a valued member of the team, felt like we considered them valuable regardless of whether they were a client that was making us money or not. And I think that that was an important distinction between us and the rest of the companies in town, and that's sort of been my biggest point of pride, I think, building this company from the ground up, which has been very exciting. So that's sort of the thing. I like knowing that people feel comfortable with us regardless of whether we're working together officially or not.
Yeah, and Alex, what I love about what you're able to do, not only with the Green Room, but just about you, is that you're a person, of course, who knows the importance of the arts. We were talking about before this segment that you had the opportunity to interview your brother before, even your mother, who's a lovely author. I mean, do you think that's kind of what has helped you to realize the importance of the arts, being able to be around it, but also to see the good that it can do?
I think, you know, I jokingly say when people ask me how I got into my job, I always say that my dad's a judge and my mom's a novelist. So genetically speaking, if you put us together, I'm doing exactly the job I should be doing according to science. I think that those two people and those two worlds really help me not only appreciate the arts and understand the arts, but also appreciate the advocacy that comes along with truly advocating on behalf of people that you enjoy. You know, I always say that as much as I appreciated my background at the agencies I used to work for and the agents I used to work for, and they were all tremendous people with interesting clients, I truly learned how to advocate on behalf of what I believed in from my dad, who's been a judge for over 25 years now. And I think those two backgrounds really make a big difference. You know, I think when I'm at my more political and hopefully savvy, I feel more like my dad. And when I'm at my most idealistic, I'm definitely from my mom's art side of things. So.
Yeah. You know, I love the fact that we're able to talk about, you know, the care that goes into this, because it's not easy, of course, being a creative at any point. But have you found that part of the great thing is that you're allowing your clients to know that they're not in this by themselves, that you are there to work along with them?
I think that's the biggest point of pride, honestly. There's so many things that the world will never know, so many conversations that the world will never know that we had between my client and myself, that we take the most pride in. You know, before you ever see them on Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder or Breaking Bad or any of these popular things that we love to post about on our social media or talk about in company and all that, there's so many things that most folks will never be aware of. Those conversations are the real part of being a manager. You know, the making sure that your clients, who are mostly our friends as well, understand that we're there regardless of whether their stock is up or their stock is down, because you can't control the opportunities that are booked. You can only control the opportunities that are coming your way, and you can only control how you deal with the ups and downs. And that kind of relationship building is something that we take a lot of pride in. Sometimes it's hard not to get the credit for both the client and ourselves by booking that job, but we know that when we go home at night and we're able to go to bed, representing the people that we like and doing it in a way that makes us proud of ourselves, that's really what we got into this business for.
Yeah, what a powerful thing. For those who are just tuning in, you're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm here with Alex Czuleger. We're talking with him not only about his work at the Green Room, but also what it's been like for him to know that he's been able to be an important part of the clients that he works with lives. We have to talk about courage and fear, Alex. It's one of the staples of my radio program, as well as, of course, of the work I do for television, because I feel like there are people who will watch this and will say, well, I've always felt as though I had this gift, or I've always been told I can do this, or I've always wanted to be an actor or a singer. I mean, but I think one of the great things that happens, unfortunately, is that people allow fear to talk them out of a lot of things. They allow other people to talk them out of. What is it like for you to help people to get over that and to recognize the gift that they have and to be able to bring the best of that out?
I always end up saying, whenever we have versions of this conversation, I've had versions of this type of conversation with a lot of people, that basically picking the thesis of the kind of person that you want to be, the kind of performer you want to be, or the kind of entertainment professional you want to be, and sticking to actions that get you to that thesis is really going to keep you happy and keep you motivated long enough to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Fear is part of what we do. What we do is special because it's not easy. It's not something that most people can accomplish, and because of that, people think that they shouldn't give it a try. I think the best thing you can do to fail is to not give it a try. And what a lot of times people don't realize is that when they start out on a creative journey, or whatever it is they want to do in entertainment, they think that they have to do one thing and only one thing, and maybe along that journey they might discover that they're better at something else or enjoy something else a lot more. The fear is an important part of this job. It's an important part of being a representative. It's an important part of being an actor, a director, a writer, whatever it is you want to do. It's pushing past that fear that is really the bulk of the job. Reading lines on a page or writing out words on a page is the logistical part of your job. Pushing past the fear that you may not succeed is what keeps people from being either a star or not a star. It's really that simple. Wow. And being part of that conversation to help people understand that they are making the right choice by continuing to pursue their dreams is something I take a lot of pride in. And it's something that, again, gets back to the conversation where there's a whole bunch of conversations that people will never know about when we talk with our clients. We want to make sure that they understand that we're there with them regardless of whether they are succeeding that day or feel like they're not succeeding that day, because every day is full of challenges.
Exactly. Alex, I'm going to do something that you probably don't like to do, and that
I love it when people preface things like that. That's great to preface things like that.
And that is to talk about yourself for a moment, because I think one of the great things about building something like what you built with the Green Room is to see the results. What does it feel like for you to hear from a client as to what you've been able to offer them, has meant to them, has meant to their career, and meant to the way that they see themselves?
It's funny because to know me, I certainly have my attention whore moments, that's for sure. But I do it because I love to be excited about my work, and I love to be excited about my clients' work. I used to work for a number of, larger agencies. You start in the mailroom and you work your way up, and you see a lot of the logistical things that happen at those places. So you know how you have to look and sound in order to sort of be taken seriously in entertainment, so people will basically return your calls. Those are things that basically everyone around town knows. But the things that I enjoy when it came to building the company was knowing that people truly felt safe being represented by us. They truly felt welcome, at our offices. They felt welcome reaching out to us for no other reason other than to just, chat with us. Building a place that had that ambiguous but important quality of being a place that is welcoming regardless of whether we make money off of you is something that I feel the most pride of. The exciting parts, obviously, as the company grows, are the little things throughout the day. When I remember the very first day when our receptionist first answered, the Green Room on the phone. That to me, I get shivers every day. I walk by the reception desk and hear that happen. It's an exciting thing for me, and it's like, you don't get into this business for the money, because if you got into this business for the money, you'd go insane before you ever made any. You get into this business for the stories. You get into this business for the excitement of being part of something special. And so the combination of creating something that welcomes people, in addition to enjoying those little odd points of pride throughout the day, like the phone calls coming in, is probably collectively my biggest points of pride.
Awesome.
And it's been very exciting to watch that happen. And every time a new client comes on, I'm genuinely happy to have them there, as though they're being welcomed to a dinner party. Yeah, what a great thing. And it's great to be able to set the atmosphere, with yourself, set the tone, right. And to be able to make them feel welcome, to let them know that, again, that it is a partnership. You all are in this thing together, and I think that's the great thing about life for sure. Again, everyone, Alex Czuleger of the Green Room is joining us today. Great conversation with you, Alex, as I knew it was going to be for sure. How can our viewers stay connected with you and keep up with the Green Room? Pretty simple, actually. One of the things we've done, and this is oddly counterintuitive counterintuitive for me because I'm such a Luddite when it comes to social media. But Facebook, Twitter, all of those things, we use them to obviously, let people know about what our clients are up to. But it's company policy to answer every email within 24 hours. We answer back to everyone, so you can easily find us on IMDb. You can find us on our emails. You can give us a call if you want to know something about what we're doing. We're always happy to get that information to you. Best way probably for our purposes right here is Facebook. You can always send us a message through there, and we get right back to everyone on there. So I'm sure you can just search the Green Room on Facebook. We also, I should point out, have a First Sunday coffee every first Sunday of the month from 2 to 4 p.m. at Tiago Coffee on Hollywood and La Brea. And this is meant for anyone and everyone who would like to be part of the Hollywood community, whether you just arrived or whether you've been here for a long time. The point is to have a place that's devoid of any sort of expectation and any sort of fee, and just have a place where people can come together and enjoy one another's company, regardless of what you do. If you're in entertainment or not, feel welcome. Tiago Coffee, 2 to 4 p.m. every first Sunday of the month. Rain or shine, we're always there. So that's always a great way to meet us in person.
All right. Well, Alex, thank you so much for being a part of this visit to Los Angeles. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
I greatly appreciate you having me, Cyrus. Thanks so much.
And thank you, our viewers, for joining us for another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents.